Ducklings, welcome back everyone, welcome back to Los Semifinales of the PiGosaur Cup number 60. Again, we're nearing the end of the broadcast. 2 series left, 2 series remaining here in the broadcast. So far, I mean, assuming the upper part of the bracket catches up. True. Technically, we might cast both semifinals. We might have 3 more series left. It's hard to say. Exclamation mark B in the chat, of course, if you want to have a look at the back yourselves. I believe Clem versus Young Yakov is still ongoing, and the winner will face off against Bunny. But now that we are jumping into our PvP and spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. We have the Danish Protoss representing StarCraft Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss. We have the South Korean Protoss representing T1. It is a herO. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our PvP. And welcome to Mothership. Mothership is a big 3-player spawn map, so we have 3 possible spawn locations. We can see MaxPax, he's scouting bottom side. Meanwhile, herO is scouting cross spawn. So herO, he will be able to find MaxPax that much faster. MaxPax is now aware of the location of herO. And herO, my apologies, isn't scouting, herO is proxying. Okay, and it's going to be a late realization from MaxPax. So MaxPax back at home is going for a single gateway. Once again, gate Cyber into a Stargate into a faster expansion. Meanwhile, herO, he commits to the pylon, is setting up for the 1-base all-in. So 2 gateways back at home. MaxPax, he will soon confirm that, hold up, where's your second pylon? Second pylon should be here, but alas, it is nowhere to be found. So MaxPax, he will confirm that something is wrong, something is amiss, something does not add up, and he should be opening up with a safe opener. There we go. Zelt is being chronoed or is being produced as we speak. There's a Stargate before Nexus. And here comes the Robo, 1-base all-in. Now, when it comes to this style, again, I'm still not too fond of the idea of MaxPax going back to this. MaxPax, he has been struggling a lot more this year in 2025 in PvP, and that is partly because of the fact that he was continuing to go for this more greedier style and greedier build. If you remember, I think it was like 2 months ago, around 2 months ago, post EWC, MaxPax stopped. MaxPax, he stopped going for this build, and he started going for 2 gate openers and 1-base all-ins, and MaxPax, he suddenly was more diverse in his play, and he was finding a lot of success with it. But that ended like a week ago, and now he's back. Now he's back to going for his tried and true gate into Stargate into expansion, once again with mixed results. Now last he does find the proxy, the first pylon will go down, so nice pick up here from MaxPax that will supply block herO. Nicely done. But last we have more pylons on the way. This will slow herO down, important. As the Immortal is almost out. Oh, nice pick up herO. Miscontrol here. He does take an extra shot to the face. And MaxPax so far, everything's working well. MaxPax, he has killed the first pylon. He snipes the Adept. Good start. Voided production has begun. Did go Oracle first. Back at home, herO does not have a shield battery. Uh-oh. Yeah, no shield battery in the main base, but he's diving on the main army. Oracle forced to be defensive. The Immortal has arrived, but then now there's a shield battery. Yeah, and with that battery, the Stalkers, they refuse to go down. Tanks a lot of hits. 1 Stalker falls. There's the NG overcharge. And the power of the NG overcharge here looks like, oh, can he stand his ground? Can he take down the Immortal? It's close. He's locked in. Oh no, the probes. The probes, they lock in the Immortal and 1 shot away from falling. Oh, does survive just barely. I say that. Oh my god, let's get the hell out of here. Voidray comes in, and herO will barely save the Immortal. Whew. Jesus, down to how much HP, by the way? How much HP left? Those 7 probe kills. Looks like that they made their way into the main base at the same time. Yeah, it did make their way in. Immortal's on 8 HP. Jesus. It's on 8 HP. More boys being pulled. More economic damage. Up to 4 Stalkers. As herO does pivot, does rotate around. Shield batteries are on the way. Yeah, 3 shield batteries here at the natural. Now there's a second Immortal. herO does have momentum. At the same time, Oracle does get across the map. There's a shield battery. Ooh, does save. Yeah, clutch save. Nice control of herO. Force field locks down the Stalker. The shield batteries are depowered. Uh-oh. Batteries are depowered. Once again, the control is solid. Takes down the Stalker. Going for the base itself. Does force a cancel. Yeah, and across the map, the Oracle's out of energy. Now we're diving into the main base. Bit of miscontrol, but there we go. Does push in. Pylon goes down. Depowers the gateway. There is one force field. Ooh. Yeah, does slice up the army. Army sliced up. There's a third Void Ray on the way, but MaxPax is losing control of his main base. Still no stasis. God, that Prism has done so much. The MVP War Prism, the MVP control out of herO. Breaks into the main base, takes down the Cyber Core. And he's going for the kill. He's going for the throat. The third Void Ray does arrive. Okay, he's got 3 Void Rays. But there are so many Stalkers. Yeah, the boys have to be pulled. Oh, gets 1. 1 Stalker goes down. 2 Stalkers, bit of mission control out of herO. Gets 2, gets 3, 4 Stalkers do fall. But there's only 2 Voids left. Down to 1. GG gets called, and herO takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played, herO. He does take the first game. Again, this build that MaxPax has been going for, I mean, we've seen like the strengths, we've seen the weaknesses here. MaxPax did have a really nice start. He was able to kill the first pylon, kill the first adept, which was very impressive. He was forced to keep his first Oracle at home a little bit longer as well, and it was so close and so clutch. Honestly, really nice moves out of MaxPax to lock down that Immortal. For the probes to lock down the Immortal. If that Immortal had gone down, different story. Like, MaxPax would have had so much more breathing room and so much more time, and most likely the pylon finishes on the low ground. Most likely he maintains control of the low ground and the shield batteries as well, and herO has a harder time pushing into the main base. But alas, GG, well played. In the end, herO does take the game, and now we're getting to game number 2. That Immortal was crazy. It's crazy. Prism was crazy, yeah. The herO Immortal did live the entire game on 8 HP. It was insane. But here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Celestial Enclave, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing StarCraft Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing T1. It is herO. Here we go. Now, welcome to Celestial Enclave. Now, specifically on this map, because of the layout of the map itself, it is more viable to go for the low ground setup here. So we have the pylon into gateway, cyber core, expand. We could even see a nexus before cyber core. Like, we can cut some corners here. So MaxPax is going for a greedier build here on the low ground. I'm a little bit surprised that herO isn't joining him. I would say it is more viable for herO to go for a mirrored build and go for the same style overall. MaxPax moves out with his probe scout. herO has nothing on the map. So eyes are on herO. We could even see herO, even with a high ground setup, even take a faster natural. We have seen herO outgreed MaxPax in the past. MaxPax, he does dip in. herO moves out with the probe. Ooh, okay, never mind. Now, there is a second pylon. So, second pylon's in the main base. MaxPax does confirm, so everything's looking a little bit more normal. Yep, there's the cyber core. herO goes in with the probe scouts, and yep, it is going to be Nexus before cyber core. So, MaxPax, he scouts, he confirms that there is no proxy, so he knows that, hey, you know what? You're not proxying me, you're not all-inning me, let me punish you, let me, bam, set up for a very greedy build and a much faster Nexus. Now the pressure is on herO. herO is now behind. Now he's now behind economically, and it's time to shield battery rush. So pylon gets thrown down. The goal here is for shield batteries on the low ground. And we'll see if herO can get those shield batteries up and running. See, one of the boys is here on the low ground as well. One of the boys is pulled, the pylon is done, and here come those batteries. Here comes one. One battery gets thrown down, second battery gets thrown down. There's a third. So 3 batteries here for herO. Ooh. Goes down the pylon. Oh no, he's locked in. No! Miscontrol. Yeah, miscontrol out of herO. That should not have happened. The probe is killed. Ay, ay, ay. herO locked himself in with the gateway. Oh no. And now suddenly it's only going to be 2 gates. Sorry, 2 shield batteries. Yeah, he had to cancel shield battery. He canceled the shield battery trying to get out, so only 2 batteries left. And MaxPax should be fine. Yeah, should be fine here. Well, we'll see. He's getting his own batteries. If that probe had survived, then he can throw down more pylons and more batteries and then get more chaos ensuing. But MaxPax should shut this down. Yeah, there's a cancellation. Ay, ay, ay. Yep, here he will lose the Zealots, he'll lose control of the Natural. And that should just be game, to be honest. Like, like here, he's at such a deficit. Oh, herO, now he expands. Again, that early game is so micro-intensive, you can't afford those mistakes. Here he's trying to break down the front door. If Toad-Ups make it in, then he can wreak havoc. Oh. It's gonna be shit. Force away. Gonna be force a shade. Hero's doing what he can. Trying to get into Phoenixes, but again, MaxPax has the superior economy for quite some time. Has the economy, has the mining. Oracle gets in. He gets a probe. Gets two. Two probes go down. Recalls back home just in time. Being annoying and getting one more worker. So 3 probes go down. Again, hero's already down 10 workers. He's already behind economically. These losses are even more brutal for herO. Even more brutal. And we have a... How's it shameless? We have MaxPax going for the second Stargate and into Mass Phoenixes. Mass Phoenixes on the way. You can see herO opening Phoenix but trying to switch into Blink Stalker. There's going to be a window in time where herO doesn't really have Blink or Stalkers to work with. Again, in a mirror matchup, it's just so difficult to recover from this kind of game state. There's a chance, of course, with like Dark Templar or outpositioning your opponents as well. True, speaking of. herO heads into the main. Get some probes. 4 probes go down. There's a recall back home. Oh, God, never mind. As the Oracle gets 4 more workers towards the end, the Oracle finally goes down, but did equalize the damage that was dealt, and MaxPax, his third base is halfway done. It's halfway done. Yep, hero's getting desperate. We spoke about it. What's one of the ways to come back? Dark Templar. So DTs are on the way, but again, this is very late for herO. Very late. And MaxPax is already getting a Robo. He already has access to Oracles if he needs them for Revelations. Jesus. herO proxying in the pocket base, which I believe just got scouted, right? Yep, was scouted. Crazy moves out of herO. MaxPax does have the Phoenix lead. Dark Templar warping in, okay. DTs are actually warping in. Going for the slow warp in though. And the Observer is on the way. herO can hit the third. And DTs do 0 damage. Yeah, they do nothing. They do nothing. The Dark Templar are dealt with. Now, at the same time, herO does at least backstab. He's able to hit the natural. 7 probes. Nice damage. Still not enough. Still not enough. Yeah, GG gets... GG gets called. The writing has been on the wall for quite some time. And with that, MaxPax ties up the series 1-1. GG. We're tied up 1-1 here again. Just a really rocky start for herO. The game basically ended when the pylon... Sorry, when the probe got surrounded. When the probe got surrounded, when the probe went down, that was game. That was game then and there. With that, GG well played. With that, we have a back and forth series. Now we're going to be loading into 10,000 feet. Going to be loading into one of the more aggressive maps in the map pool. Again, we are expecting herO to all in, and we'll see if MaxPax can survive said all in. We'll see. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of 10,000 feet, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing StarCraft Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. Sorry, South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing T1. It is herO. And welcome to one of the more aggressive maps in the map pool. It has a much shorter rush distance by ground. I believe shorter than any other map in the map pool, just barely. I think it's shorter by 2 seconds compared to Ruby Rock. Was it Tourmaline? One of the two. It is barely shorter, barely smaller. And we'll see if herO does commit to a proxy. We're expecting it. We're expecting an all-in out of herO. But again, herO, he has been known to outgreed MaxPax. He's been known to mind game MaxPax as well. So there's no guarantee. But now 2-gate. 2-gate open out of herO. Does open up 2 gates. Oh. Hello. What's going on? Purpose on low ground. Yep, proxy right in the natural base of MaxPax. Oh my god, that herO, calm down. Again, the ball's here on herO to go for the proxy. He is committing here in the natural base. And MaxPax, even if he goes for the Nexus, that will not give vision, will not give any foresight on what is going on. Or just sight in general. MaxPax does make the safety zealots. And where we're scouting. So MaxPax, he is makes sense. He's checking the standard proxy location. So he's going for the third base, going for the center third, going for the linear third base as well. MaxPax, he's looking for the proxy. He knows something is wrong. Remember, he scouted. He knows that a pylon is missing. That's why we have the probe on top side, Zeld on bottom side as well. And MaxPax is on patrol, but again, he does not have the vision. Yeah, he doesn't see, no, even with the Nexus pushing him in this direction, he does not see the proxy. Ay. The gateway is getting up. The pylon is done. The shield battery supports. Oh no. herO. Ay. And now he's moving in. Now he's moving in. Shield battery is almost halfway done. herO does shoot first. It does shoot first. MaxPax gets an extra volley in. Okay, so he does even up. herO, he does take some hull damage. Battery is finishing. herO pulls away, but his own battery is now done, and now he can take the stand, he can take the fight. Still rallying further in. And with extra Stalker, he overwhelms. Yeah, he just straight up overwhelms. The Oracle will help. Okay, you lose one. Oh, not even. Oh my god, the Sentry gets the kill. The Sentry takes down the Oracle. No Oracle. Zealot goes down. 2 Stalkers left. Remember, there's a force field. He locks him in. He locks him down. Catches one of the Stalkers. There's 1 Stalker left. Warp Gate is not complete. Void Ray is coming, but still needs more time. And herO is just rallying across. GG gets called, and herO will take a 2-1 lead in the series. GG. Whew, GG, well played. A crazy build out of herO, going for the proxy inside the house, baby. The call was coming from inside the house. Max was checking everywhere. He was checking the third base, the center third, the linear third base. He was checking top right corner of the map as well. He was looking everywhere, but he was not checking inside his own natural. With that, herO overwhelms. herO will take a 2-1 lead, and herO needs one more game to claim the series. Oh boy. And we'll see if MaxPax can actually recover. Again, MaxPax, the one game that he won was herO miscontrolling. If you remember, he miscontrolled his probe. He got surrounded. He got locked down. I say he got surrounded. He walled himself in. Like, that's why I put a little bit more onus on herO there, because he walled his own probe into death. I lost the probe, and that was game. herO coming into game 4. We'll see what herO brings to the table. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the top left hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing StarCraft Gaming. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back and force the ace match. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player. Ooh, interesting. We have the blue Protoss player himself, the South Korean Protoss T1. It is herO. herO throws down the pylon next to his Nexus, which means he is not walling up. This is standard to go for the pylon on the high ground to wall off the ramp. herO is not going for the wall. Because of this, technically herO has a more efficient build. What does that mean? When the probe throws down the building, throws down the pylon, the gateway, and I mean any building really, the distance it takes to go back to mining is very short. Compared to MaxPax, who has to go all the way out, then back, then all the way out, then back, right? Like it's so technically herO does have a slightly better economy. More importantly, this also means that it takes longer for MaxPax to scout. As he's going to get across the map, MaxPax, he will see that the ramp is empty, so he has to go further in to confirm. It is going to be a 2-gate opener out of herO, and MaxPax comes in for the scout. It does come in, does confirm the pylon, does confirm one of the gates. Ooh. Sees one gateway so far. Saboteur is thrown down. And MaxPax should confirm. There we go. It does confirm, gets eyes on both gateways. You can see herO on the top right hand corner of the map. He does throw down the pylon. Now, is this real or is this fake? That is the real question. Again, the setup in the main base is very unorthodox, so this might kind of already be giving MaxPax a bit of anxiety, like regarding like what's occurring here. And you can see it's fake. Pylon is done. Fake proxy out of herO. And MaxPax, he still commits into the Zealot. Now, again, I really like the mind games here because herO has successfully all-in MaxPax twice now. Has successfully all-in. Like, there's been no fake outs. There's been no deception, I should say, except for this time, the third time. And MaxPax, I mean, he does make the Zealot. He's going for the Stargate, going for the late Nexus. herO pokes in. He can try to delay even further, actually. He can go for his pylon block. herO, he wants to expand. The probe pulls away. Pulls away the probe. herO going for his own natural. Now, again, we're getting into the mid game for the first time. For the first time this series, we're building up in towards the early game and the early to mid game here. herO, he moves out with his first 2 Stalkers. Meanwhile, MaxPax does open Stargate into Oracle for some Oracle harass. And MaxPax is still trying to piece together what's going on. Ooh, as herO misses the probe. That should not have happened. That should not have happened. herO, he does mess up. He does miss it. The probe comes in for the scout, and the probe sees the base. That should not have happened. MaxPax now knows it was a fake out. Yeah, now he knows. If the Stalkers were in position, they could have denied that information. So MaxPax is now aware. Now he has the freedom to actually get into his game. And he knows that, so he pushes. Otherwise, he would have stayed at home. He would have stayed at home with the Stalker. But now he's moving out with everything. Hallucination does get eyes on the move out. Oh. Stalker does take 3 the Oracle takes 3 volleys. We'll lose all its shields. Doubles back around into the main base as 2 Stalkers in position. Oof, and that is whole damage. Yeah, that is whole damage on the Oracle. Whole damage on the Stalker. MaxPax overextends. That should not have happened. Yeah, that should not have happened here. MaxPax does overextend, taking a lot of damage. Losing the Stalker, losing the Zealot, taking whole damage on the Oracle. And behind this is getting to Phoenix production, but the pressure is on. MaxPax, we got to tighten up. We got to tighten up, Pappy. Okay, does pull away. Thankfully, no damage on the Phoenix. The Oracle does pivot back around, headed for the mineral line, but last Stalkers are ready. Once again, we'll strip away its shields. Shields are stripped away. Oh, going for the dive, okay. Does attempt to. He's going to get 1, 2, 3 probe kills. Gets 4 towards the end and will get away. Nice dive here from MaxPax. This does make up for his earlier losses. But Blink is almost done. Yeah, Blink is almost complete. MaxPax is working towards Immortal production. He needs that Immortal. There it is. Immortal's being chronoed as we speak. Here he's pushing. And there's a window in time here where MaxPax is vulnerable. He does have 2 shield batteries that will help, but he needs that immortal at the same time. You can see MaxPax is ready for another dive, for another counterattack. The mineral lines are exposed. Here he will lose probes, but here is all in. Here he's all in, he doesn't care. Probes are going down. Here he has nothing at home to defend. Here's pushing. And he gets the sentry. Sentry goes down, blinks in, he gets the sentry, he gets the stalkers as well. MaxPax, he needs the immortal. The immortal's on the way. The immortal's coming in. As every stalker goes down, there's 1 immortal left, so there's 2 phoenixes. And here he's ready for the blink, ready for the dive. Speaking of, there it is. Yeah, blinks in, and he can 3 shots. There's 1, 2, 3 volleys, takes down the immortal, and there is nothing left. The boys are being pulled. MaxPax getting desperate. GG gets called, and herO, he will take the series 3-1. He will advance on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. herO, he will claim the series. He will advance on. My condolences to MaxPax. Again, herO did come in as the favorite player. MaxPax's PvP has been... I would love to know the rationale as to why MaxPax came back to this. Once again, I want to reiterate that MaxPax, he was known for this build, known for gates into Cybercore, into Stargate, into Expand. He did that for many years, of course. For many years, he would rely on one build in PvP. And after the change to the shield battery, that did mean that a bigger commitment had to be made to be defensive. It also meant that you could punish that as well by faking out your opponents and by making them overcommit and overextend. So this became a less reliable build. And again, I want to emphasize that a couple of weeks ago, like again, it was like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, MaxPax stopped. He stopped, and we were so excited. We were so excited. I was so excited when MaxPax stopped going for this build, and when he started mixing in 2 gate openers and proxies, and started shaking up his PvP. It was crazy. It was exciting. Again, this was like around 2 months ago. It was post EWC. But recently, like over the past 2 weeks now, I think it's been 2 weeks, he came back to it, and I would love to know why. Because he was having success. He was finding success, going for the other openers and going for the other styles. Like it was working. But then he came back, and I'm sure there's a reason for it. I'm sure maybe it stopped. Like maybe he just wasn't too fond of it. Maybe he rose in confidence in his ability to get away with that kind of opener. I can't say. But for whatever reason, he has stepped away from that kind of style again. Stepped away from the more like common way of playing PvP and stepped back into his own gate cyber expand. The problem here is that it's just very predictable. It's very predictable, so very often players like Classic and herO, they can get away with just assuming what MaxPax will do and taking the role of the aggressor and taking the role of forcing MaxPax to react to them, and they never have to really concern with what MaxPax is really up to, just because it's the same build every time. So that takes away some of the complexity of playing versus MaxPax, and specifically the top players like herO, like Classic, like Showtime can like take advantage of that. But GG, well played. With that, congratulations, herO, he will be our first finalist, and now we're getting ready for our next series. Let's go.